Welcome to part one of our Best of Season 1 series. Over this 5-part journey, we'll revisit some of the most impactful conversations we've had all season. Today, we're talking about something super important: owning who you are and finding your voice. From the realities of disability and social isolation to the challenges of introversion and stepping into visibility, these conversations highlighted the power of self acceptance and advocacy. So let's jump right in. In episode 5 of this season, Allison Hayes said, people are very afraid to really look at or think about disability because that's acknowledging that you could be there too. My skin color is not something that can change overnight. My orientation isn't going to change overnight, but you can become disabled overnight. This moment was extremely powerful as it stood out to me because it really made you think. A lot of us abled individuals don't spend enough time thinking about disability at all. But Allison pointed out something huge. It literally is the one minority group that anyone can join at any moment in time. That's really kind of wild when you think about it. And for all of us in the Black and Brown community, that slaps us with a double whammy. We often get caught up in race and orientation as a society, but the idea that disability can happen to anyone at any time is something many people avoid giving any thought to. But ignoring it doesn't change the reality. What struck me most was the connection between disability and social isolation. The fact that when someone becomes disabled, they're more likely to be isolated, not because they actually want to, but because others actually distance themselves out of discomfort. This is so real on so many levels because the newly disabled person has to unlearn their old life and now learn to adapt with their new reality. This can take them to the depths of their emotions, causing their loved ones to actually get lost in the new reality as well. So it just becomes easier on the loved one's part to create distance because they are not familiar with the how or the what they should do now. And while it isn't their fault or it isn't anyone's fault, actually, it's still a conversation we need to have more often. Now, even though 27% of the US population has a disability, most people don't even realize how common it is. And if you can't see someone's disability, like schizophrenia or anxiety or PTSD, people assume that they don't have one at all. That means a lot of folks are struggling with things that everyone doesn't even notice, or most people don't notice on a daily basis. It really shows that we need to deepen our awareness and practice being kinder, more understanding, and stop assumptions about what people are going through. Because the truth is, you never really know. And if you never really know, it's in our best benefit to give someone grace because you never know when the tables could turn and you would be on the other side of wanting that grace or needing that grace.
Hey there, ladies. Life can be a lot. The deadlines, the demands, the constant hustle. Sometimes it feels like you're running on empty. But what if I told you there's a space just for you, a space to sip, mingle, and recharge? Introducing the Happy Hour Social Series by B.S.E.E.N Social. Every Thursday evening, you'll join an amazing group of women for a 6-week virtual experience unlike anything you've ever tried before. This isn't just another workshop. This is a safe space expertly curated for women like you. So head on over to bsceennetwork.com to sign up today because your happiness and your health matter. Okay, now back to the show.
Now, in episode 2, our guest, Julia Lavia, said, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but it was just a matter of finding my footing. Visibility was the struggle I had to overcome, and I knew I could help others to do the same. This was extremely impactful and powerful because it shows how your biggest struggle can turn into your biggest strength. And even more importantly, your purpose. Julia used to feel nervous about being seen, but instead of hiding, she turned it into a business. Now she helps other women feel confident about showing up and in their own way. Here's the thing though, visibility can actually be a challenge for anyone, whether due to introversion, self doubt, or fear of judgment. And I know firsthand how difficult this can actually be. In this age of social media, it's hard. It's really, really hard. Let's face it. In a world pre social media, TV, radio, magazines, and all ads were already feeding you how you should look and how you should feel and what you should buy, basically all the latest trends, right? Now we use trending in our daily vocabulary, and everyone is talking about the same thing, doing the same things. And it just seems like it's everything, everywhere, all at once. But truthfully, being visible doesn't mean you need to be the loudest person in the room or you need to post selfies on a daily basis. It just means showing up as yourself and in the best way for you to be seen and heard. And maybe, just maybe, that's speaking up in a meeting or starting your own blog or just owning your own ideas and being confident about them. Julia's journey from struggling with visibility to becoming a visibility strategist is such an inspiring example of turning obstacles into impact. And it's a reminder that if she can do it, you can do it too, simply because your voice matters. You matter. All right. So, to wrap this all up, what's the big lesson for today? It's simple. Own who you are, whether you have a disability, you're an introvert, or you're just trying to figure out how to show up and be more confident in your life. Remember, you don't have to be anyone else. You just have to be you. That's it. Let's continue to create spaces where everyone feels seen, valued, and included. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Next time, we'll dive into another powerful theme from this season. So stay tuned for our part 2 of the Best of Season 1 series. And if you found this episode helpful, got any value, or if it just made you think, feel free to share it with a friend and let's keep the conversation going. Until we meet again, fill your cup first and share from the overflow. Spread love and light wherever you go. See you in the next episode. Bye. That was the struggle.